Welcome to another episode of Mike's Perspective. This is actually not an episode, but it is an episode because we coming to you on YouTube and on your headphones, wherever you listen to this, on Spotify, Anchor, or Apple Podcasts. So let's welcome our lovely co-host Shay.
Yes. Hey guys.
All right, so
Wait.
we
Can we just talk about how beautiful Michael looks? He's
yo,
fresh
I
and
gotta
fresh.
I actually this is probably my first time in a year that I went to get a haircut. I
Well, I'm
usually
proud of
do it
you.
myself. I mean, I have no hair, so I could do all this shit myself. This shit is premeditated. So, but I was like, you know what? But the eyebrows was looking crazy. So if anybody really want to go pay attention, go look at the other episodes on YouTube and compare these eyebrows now to those eyebrows there. Those shits was looking woofy.
Woof.
This shit was real. All right, so um we so basically this is not an episode that we have no topic, but we are going to be talking about upcoming season 4. um we have a lot of good topics, Shay, coming up. But let's first, Shay, you want to make a little announcement about the people perspective?
Yes. So we had mentioned previously in the other episodes that now we're starting a segment called The People's Perspective, which, I'm not too thrilled about the name, but it's where you
You've been
guys
saying
get
that for
to
the
inter.
longest.
They're going to get tired
It's
of me saying it 'cause I'm going to say
like
this.
just get over it. I think people like it.
But I'm gonna say it every episode until I get tired of it. But yes, so now we want you guys to join us and give us your perspective on any episodes that we previously covered in the past. We, if you want, or anything that we have coming up, we'll announce the new upcoming episodes. If you have your personal stories and you want to share, please send a Gmail. Michael, where can they send that?
Mike's perspective 2020 at gmail.com.
Yes, if you want,
um
you can send a DM at.
at Mike's Stocks Perspective
Yeah,
on
or if
Instagram.
you want, you can comment in. It sounds weird. Comment in the comment below.
Comment below. Yeah. Send a comment below. If you just have a story, um, please just send it. It's your choice. If you want to remain anonymous, we
Yes,
could change the name, all that stuff. It doesn't matter. But send in the story. I mean, I think we love hearing other people's perspective that's not on the podcast with us. So
exactly.
just keep it coming. So let's talk about the first episode, Shay. What we pretty much based it on. Well, first of all, the name of the episode is called "What's Your
What
Expectations."
or I thought it was what you deserve.
Um,
Or you did you wait? Did you rename these stuff?
wait, you know what? Yeah, you know what?
Hey, okay, okay,
I
guys.
guarantee when it comes out, it's gonna be a different name. So, but the gist
Okay.
of it will be around what it is,
See,
what you
Michael
deserve.
changes things without consulting with me. You see?
Said well, you know, I want to say, guys, 80% is me, 20% is Shay. So,
Right, right. I mean,
so
I just show up to the party.
she shows up, she says what she got to say, and she gets all the credit. That's what that's what us men go through. Okay, so yeah, I think it is. I think I might stay with what you deserve. So basically, we based it off a clip that we saw from another person who has I guess he has a podcast or something like that, and he had a woman call in, and she just felt like she deserved a man with six figures, and
Mm-hmm.
and then it came to, what are you bringing to the table if you're six figures, it's
Exactly.
and I mean, but we got what we gonna get deeper into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go into other stuff, because everybody has their own expectations, or what they want or feel what they deserve. I could guarantee I feel like I deserve to be with Holly Berry, but Holly probably, well, she's gonna like, first of all, you're too young for me. And
Wait, you think Holly Berry
then
cares about age?
I don't
Hello,
know.
look at her. Look at her ex. Wasn't he like younger than her or something?
Was he? Yeah, he probably was. You know what? Then I got a
Yeah,
chance. Then, if this
yeah.
podcast blow up, then I have a chance.
Okay, so then the same goes with me and Brad Pitt.
Ooh. I think Brad Pitt is on a different level, you know.
He's not, okay? He's not.
But you know what? Then it's still like, but me saying that Diana's gonna be like, nigga, you still married to me. So you
Damn.
know, whatever. Everybody has their fantasy. Okay, let's go into like episode two. So
Hmm.
episode two, we are talking about student debt. I think
Yes,
a lot of people deals with that in this world. There are a few that don't have to deal with it because they just had, you know, financial aid that pay for everything. But if you're going for your
exactly.
masters, you're paying, you're either you're paying it out of pocket,
Hmm.
and and you could afford it because you probably live with your parents and um, you don't they take care of you and I mean there's I mean majority of the world don't have that luxury. So
Right.
a lot of people are going through student debt. So we're gonna have hopefully one or two people on the podcast who's going to talk about they battles with student debt and what they go through, you
No,
know,
it's such a
dealing with
it's
it.
such a big common thing. It's so crazy because you realize like how first of all that conversation can just go on because so many people with their personal experiences with that and juggling life and paying off student debt is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and it
Yeah.
the more you further your education, it's just the more pricier it becomes. So it's nuts, but hey, I'm really looking forward to hearing that.
Mm-hmm. It sucks because you know you wanna better yourself to so you could get more money, but majority of that money that you make it is going to student loans.
Right. Yeah, when
And
you look at their calculations, because you know how they'll give you like a realistic financial plan as to
mm-hmm.
how you're paying this back. And it's like, okay, this is your amount, and then this is what it equates to every month. And you're like, wait,
Yeah.
how am I surviving?
Or you know you have to pay like $600 a month,
Right. But
and
that's a low low.
that's and you're just paying off. You know you're not buying nothing.
Right.
You know you're paying off something so you could be able to afford it. And then you're like, yo, I'm still in debt. But you know that's crazy. So
Right.
episode three, we gonna have on I have a type. That's what we're gonna name the episode. And
Mm-hmm.
pretty much it's pretty much self-explanatory.
Right.
Everybody has their type of person that they like being with. There's some people who don't have a type. They could just, you know, open they heart to anybody. But then there's some people who's pretty much just closed off and like, no, I only like dating Spanish guys, or no, I only like dating dark skinned women, or
Right.
I only like dating white women, black women, you know, stuff like that. So it's I think we're gonna hopefully we be able to have a guy and a female on, and they
Yeah.
pretty much kind of like tell us their story. And then I want to go in there and challenge them, like, yo, so why you could be, you could be freaking, you could meet like this amazing person, and that just be because he's black or because he's Indian, like you don't give that person that chance.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you know, because everybody has, because I think it all comes to how they feel sexually about the person.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think that's
that's
what
a
it all
big
comes
thing
to.
too. I mean, not that it all boils down to sexual attraction, but you know, the minute that you meet someone, that instant physical attraction is what
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I can see this going somewhere.
See, and that's the
Unless you
thing.
were
Like for
friends first.
yeah, of course. But that's different. I think like
Yeah.
for me, um, I like if I could see a beautiful Asian woman, a beautiful white woman, a beautiful black woman, Spanish, whatever you name it, like beautiful Mexican. I wouldn't even shy from dating a Mexican. Like people be like, oh, I would never date a Mexican. Why? If she cute, why? Oh, because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
got to deal with the sombreros instead. Like you know, like I don't know. Um,
You annoying for that
all
comment.
right, so let's go into episode four.
Hmm.
Um, people who's listening, people who's watching. I hope you get kind of excited about the episodes so far. You named the three good ones, so some's gonna be
Yeah.
controversial, some's gonna be it. But this one, we kind of bring it back the pace because we bring it back something serious. It's
Yeah.
time to talk about mental health in minorities. Uh,
Mhm.
we tend, as minority people, we tend not to be open about our mental health problems.
Yes.
Uh, you know, we tend to get judged. We get judged by our friends and stuff like, oh, you're just no, you're just this, no, you're just that, and mental health is not just depression. People, you could deal. There's so many different types of things that deals with mental health. Um,
Just needing to speak to somebody as an outlet to
yeah,
express yourself on just how your day is going and your thought process. I think
absolutely.
honestly, I think that everyone should really have that therapist or that counselor that they can, speak to when they need.
Yeah,
And it's, and I honestly, I look forward to this I look forward to all of our conversations, but this topic is really, because it hits close to home. And not to go too much into it, but it's crazy because I have a really good friend of mine who's Dominican, and she was going through a lot of things, and I recommended to her, I said, hey, maybe you should speak to a therapist. And her response to me was just like, well, I don't know how my family's going to take that, because that's not something that they take lightly, or they'll probably, like, for her, she felt like they're going to lock her away somewhere. And I'm like, no, just explain to them, especially like the older generation. They can't really comprehend, like, oh, you're seeing a psychiatrist or you're seeing a therapist, like, what's wrong with you?
yeah.
But I look forward to this conversation so much.
I can't exactly quote exactly from what Dave, who's been on this podcast many a times, has said. And when we did the I think it was like the poetry, rap and poetry thing that we
Mhm.
did. Yeah. Um, when we spoke about mental health, and um, he was like, "Yo, that's serious. If we have medicine that could, cure your cold or anything. Going to a therapist could cure your brain. Like,
Right, yeah.
it's really important." And it resonated with me. You know, for one thing, we always get David on very serious
Yeah.
episodes, which he's amazing apart. But I think we should try to get him on something fun,
I
something that
know, I
we could
know.
get more of a loose set. We'll work on that. All
Let's see
right,
if
so
David's capable. I'm just messing
yeah,
with it. We
let's see
love
if
you,
he's
Dave.
capable of it. All right, so episode 5, um, second chances versus multiple chances.
Mhm.
Now we know this podcast is mostly based on relationships, but we also base it on, obviously we talk about real life shit. We talk about
Right.
um, pretty much everything in this podcast. But this one is just not based on second chances and multiple chances. It's not just based on giving being with someone and giving them multiple chances, or just, oh, I'm gonna give you one chance after you messed up and that's it. No, where I'm gonna base it on just life itself. Like, if somebody is a drug addict, how many times can you continue to allow that person to come and disrupt your life? You
Right.
know, so I don't want to just be over the base. I mean, obviously we're going to talk about the relationship part, but I also want to talk about the other parts because I have been, well, Shay knows because I talk to Shay about this all the time. I'm one of those firm believers. I believe in second chances. I believe everybody deserves a second chance, especially if they mess up.
Mhm.
I am not a for. I'm definitely against multiple chances. I'm gonna just leave it like there, and I will go into it, when we have the episode. So that's episode 5. That's episode 5. You want to say something about that?
No, no. We're gonna go into a little bit more. You guys
Yeah,
are
we'll
real
go
funny
into it.
tonight.
All right, so let's talk about episode 6, and this is important. Now, this is a learning lesson. This is going to be a learning episode. Um, just like love languages was that. If nobody checked out love languages, go check it out. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, wherever. Um, but how to handle your finances.
Ugh,
I think we all experienced that. Um, we we didn't. We wish we were smart enough when we was younger to know how to handle our finances. You know,
I still wish I was smart enough to know how to handle my finances. My paycheck
it's
goes on food and freaking like why?
well, you are a foodie, so with foodies usually spend a lot of money on food.
Let me tell you something. If I had a financial consultant look at my bank statement, he's gonna be like, "Why do you need dunking twice in a day?"
So this is one question. Do you do you spend more than what you make?
No, 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 that's not. I mean, I got bills, but I feel like if I didn't have bills, I'll be eating
I'm
out.
just I mean people have to think about it because there's people. I believe there was like one time I get these alerts on my phone, and it says I was like, wait a minute, I spent this much, but I only make this much, so something's not right here. And
Yeah,
that's when you got to kind of like look like, wait a minute, okay, where's this money being allocated to?
right.
So that's another good one. I can't wait to do that episode.
Me neither. I'm
Episode,
gonna come with my book and my paper and my
yo,
pen
people
because
need to
I'm
write
taking
down.
notes.
We're gonna have this person pretty much break it down, and see what he did and to get to where his financial goals is,
Right,
you know. Um, so episode 7, we're gonna talk about same sex relationships. This podcast we talk about everything. So of course, yeah, we're gonna talk about same sex relationships because me and Shay are strong components for it.
right.
Completely, I have no problem around homosexual people.
And if you do, you
A
can get
lot
off
of
the
them,
stage.
yeah, you don't even have to listen. You could go ahead and bye, go to another podcast.
Right, exactly.
Because let me tell you something. Most of the homosexual men that I have been around are the funniest people I ever met in my life.
Yeah, that's true.
They personality is amazing. They always been good people for all of them I
Mm-hmm.
ever met. You know,
Yeah.
one of my best friends, Darren. We call him. He's not really. We call him a homophobe, but he's really not. But we joke because he was like, Mike, if I ever find out you was gay, I'm not talking to you ever again. And I was like,
Damn.
what? I was like, whoa. And I'll go into that story, but a little bit by he was like, one thing he was going like, yo, the fact that you didn't even tell me about it when we supposed to be friends. So that would piss me off. I like, no, you're a homophobe, bro.
Nah,
So that's the
he
Hongo
just wished
go.
that he could cut the relationship a little bit shorter. Had you
Yeah, I know,
told him from
right?
the beginning.
So yeah, we're gonna go into that, and I look forward to that episode. I really do.
Yeah,
Uh,
because that's
so
different. We haven't really discussed that
no, I know
in any.
our first homosexual couple was TJ and Mike.
Yeah,
You
which
know, but
they were great. They
they
were
was really
great.
good. But I think I think with this one we're gonna expand to obviously we got to get a female in it,
Yeah,
and then we have to and get another guy out there and hopefully they tell us their stories of their path of how they became what when they felt like they was. Um, when they felt like I like girls or I like guys.
right.
So I would love to hear their story and hear about their relationships that they have. Everybody got this thing that like homosexual people just all they want to do is they just sexual people. They just want to have sex.
Yeah, which is so
People have feel
unfortunate.
no, it's so unfortunate. Like no, these people have feelings. They feel love. They get cheated on too. Like
Mm-hmm.
people think that they just like why are you feeling like y'all having orgies? What? Like where do
I
you hear these
know.
things? But we'll go more into that. So episode 8. Oh, Shay, get the
I
popcorn ready
nervously
for
laughed
this one.
because this episode, just know, guys, come with your popcorn ready and whatever you're gonna
Oh,
drink because this episode is gonna be hilarious. And I'm
I
not saying
think
much. I'm just gonna sit back and observe.
yes. All I'm going to say is this: look at each person's facial expression. Don't even listen to it. because watching it is going to be entertaining itself. So this episode will be called Gender Roles, Stereotypes, and Double Standards, the debate. So
Ooh.
let's give you a I give you a small story. Earlier when I first started past the first season, I did this episode, and I had my little sister Selena, where y'all heard there, and she pretty much go off, and then you would hear the person in the recap talk about the episode. You will figure out where that's going to go at, and even we even did a live, and it got heated when we talked about that, right, Shay? Like,
Oh my goodness.
oh
Yes.
yeah, my wife was so like, wait a minute, no, like, and
That was crazy.
that's
This
why
this
it
was
will be,
needed.
yes, yeah. So this is going to be such a strong debate. I cannot wait for it. Um, Hopefully around that time, Shay, we be able to do it in person because it would be even better.
You want to do that in person? I don't even want to be in the same room.
Yo, I can guarantee, guys. Shay's gonna be there, but Shay's not gonna be talking. She's just gonna be like,
No, I'm literally when you guys watch it, I'm just gonna be sitting there like in the corner, just like eating my popcorn and be like,
you know, he's gonna. They're gonna say a lot of things. So basically, how that's gonna go? Me and
uh-huh.
Shay's gonna read out scenarios to them,
Yes.
and they're gonna debate on what side they feel on the how they feel about it and what's their concept of it. So it's gonna be great. Um, Number episode 9.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Revenge.
Revenge,
Is it
is it
necessary
necessary or
or petty?
petty? I can't wait to do this episode because I think a lot of people think it's necessary depending on what people do to you.
That's true.
You know, but I'm a firm believer that you cannot stoop below as hard as you want to, because you want
Mm-hmm.
to hurt that person as much as they want to hurt you. But what are you gaining from it?
That's true. I don't even I
You
feel like I
only
don't even have
winning.
time for that.
Exactly. You're only winning. You're winning when you don't give them that time,
Mm-hmm.
that energy. You know. But Shay, I know there's times that you probably wanted to stoop to that point to like,
So I'm gonna tell you, I was petty in the past, but I'm a saved Christian woman now. So
yeah, we're completely far from that, guys. Completely far
praising.
from that. So, yeah, I can't wait for that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Let's kind of like get into this next episode, episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 12 season episode. We do 12 a 12 episode season. So every season we pretty much talk, but sometimes we like to throw, depending on what's the case of it. We sometimes we throw in another episode. Sometimes we want to throw a bonus episode because we want to talk about something.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all just look out for that. But this one, episode 10, is when a woman's fed up. Now, men, you want to listen to this podcast. You want to listen to this episode
Yeah, because
because there's going to
R.
be
Kelly's gonna be
signs.
on it.
Yeah. Nah, we gonna have sparkles. You bugging out.
I wanted
Oh,
to see your face.
oh man. You know, at this point, that his career is down the line. He might actually want to come on and talk about something, right?
Right,
um.
exactly.
So, yeah, I was just. It's so funny. Like I deleted all of R. Kelly's songs, but Cardi has some good songs. You know, I'm just there. I'm going off topic. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
when a woman's fed up, men, you're gonna want to listen to this podcast episode because you need to see point. You need to see when a woman gets to the point that, like, regardless of how many times, how many multiple chances she gave you, you know,
Right.
and you continue to fuck up, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
you don't even do anything, and she start thinking about all the shit you did fuck up. And
Right.
there's always points. You always start to see it. There's always signs, and people try to avoid the signs. And maybe listening to whoever we could get on this podcast, because this is also another episode. We want to get women who got to the points that they were just like they were just fed up and they just left. And even if you left like in a harsh way or anything, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
we want to hear from you of how bad and why you left, why you got to that point. Uh, yeah, pretty much. Shay,
No, I
what?
agree. So
Yeah,
we're looking for people that personally can relate to this topic. And if
yep.
you if you if you have a great story and you would like to share, please come on the podcast. Like, we highly encourage that, because we're looking for new faces, and we want to kind of like rotate and get new fresh faces on the episode. So that will be great.
Some people may be shy to come on, which we understand, and we could
Yeah.
always you could always share your story and we could always discuss it
Yeah.
anonymously.
Exactly.
So that's one thing. All right, episode 11, which is an episode going to be dedicated to the women out there, the mothers.
Yeah.
This is gonna
Mother's
be a
Day.
Mother's Day special. It is
Mhm.
coming out the week of Mother's Day, so I'm myself will not be on there, but Shay will be hosting the episode with a few mothers. And Shay, what are some things that you think y'all might start talking about in this
Well,
Mother's Day
there,
special?
this conversation, I mean, I haven't really finalized the questions that I have with for them, because this is going to be later on in the season. But there were some topics that the woman had brought up during the last episode that we covered, that we really didn't get to, touch on. So
Yeah,
hopefully we can get that in there, and then hopefully with some like new questions for them, like parenting styles now. And now that the children are a little bit bigger, because this was well, we did this episode like the
we
first
did
season.
this last year. It was last year, early like late June or something like that. I know
Exactly.
we did it around Father's Day. We did a Father's Day episode, but we didn't. Like I said, like we didn't get to do a Mother's Day, so we did a mother's perspective.
Exactly. So now we're
So
just seeing how the women are dealing with parenting styles now. So we'll definitely touch into it, but we'll finalize that towards the end.
yeah. All right. So the last episode of the season 4. Um, it's going to be we're going to end it with a banger. If you haven't heard Girl Code or if you haven't heard Guy Code, go listen to them. We did those for the last season. For hopefully on YouTube, people, we could be able to upload these episodes onto YouTube so y'all could listen to it on
Yeah.
YouTube, because there's some people who just can't, they lose, they're gonna be bored. Like, I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to listen to it. I want to see something. So
Yeah,
hopefully we get to
exactly.
like put something out there, and y'all could listen to it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh
And if you don't know,
but this is
Michael's
gonna
messy
be
by
so.
now. So he loves ending the seasons with a banger. So just so you
Well,
know.
yeah, but this one is but this is not as messy as
No,
we
no.
last did it. Like,
Oh,
we if
no, no.
we could go through. Yeah, the last 2 seasons we ended shit on some real messy. A cheater's
Mm-hmm.
perspective. We ended on a side chick perspective. Like,
Right.
we had someone, but believe me, we got other shit in the works too. So that's not all that's gonna stop. Um, but we calling this co-ed code. Okay, so it's gonna be Team Shay versus Team Mike. So I'm gonna have with my fellas who was
Mm-hmm.
on that episodes, and Shay's gonna have the girls who was on the girl code episode, and we're pretty much gonna do how we gonna do um, the debate. We're gonna pretty much just talk about things, and we're gonna talk about what a guy is gonna do in that scenario using guy code,
Right.
and what a female would do using female code.
Exactly.
There's never gonna be no winner, but it
No,
should
but it's gonna be
be.
hilarious though, because
Yes, I think
seeing
it's
the
gonna
way
be
people
fun.
answer
First
these
of all,
questions.
mm-hmm. And I think we all gonna have it, because the thing is, guys is gonna look at things completely different than females, and sometimes they may convince us, like, wait a minute, maybe we should be more like that, and then
Yeah.
maybe we might do the same thing to them. So that one is gonna be good. I cannot wait to do that episode. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a fun one. Um, that one, hopefully we get to record that live, because that one is towards the end, and so hopefully everything starts to die down. So yeah, and then we just gonna end it off with the recap. We're gonna recap each episode, and we get to get other people's perspective of how they felt about the episodes, what they thought about it, maybe certain things they disagreed with, and
Yeah.
we do that thing. So we usually do 2-part recaps because it's 6 episodes each. So that's pretty much going to be season 4.
Yes.
Yep, I can't
Look
wait.
at
I can't
that.
wait. It's going to be good. Yo, Shay, it's going to be. This is a good season. We
Michael,
going to.
we've been having good seasons.
Yeah, I know, but we got to continue topping it.
Yes.
And listen,
Oh,
people, go
okay. Go
ahead.
ahead, Michael. You go ahead.
Well, I want to talk about the donations, but
Okay, so before you start with the donations, um, so now obviously you know that we're on YouTube. Also, the topics that you guys want to talk about for season 5, please let us know what topics, anything that comes to mind that you would like us to discuss in
anything.
season 5. Please give us those ideas. That'll be great. There's so much things that we haven't covered or you guys would want to hear, and we're so interested into hearing what you guys have to say. So if you want, please let us know. Like you can send us a DM,
Well,
you can send us
I
an
think
email.
now also with us being on YouTube, we I think it'll be fun for us to revisit some of the episodes that we did,
Yes,
and we could turn it around and not pretty much have a redo. We could talk about it, but also bring in new faces.
exactly.
We bring
Yeah.
in new faces and date different scenarios because there's so many things. I mean, guys, we talking about, is it okay to be friends with your ex? We talked about, is it okay? Do you think it's okay to be friends with the opposite sex? A lot of people don't feel comfortable with that. So yeah, I think we better. Oh yeah, so I think Shay, one episode I think we might end up doing with is guy talk. We talked about that. We talked
Yes.
about guy talk. So I'm thinking, I don't know when I want to pop it in as a extra, but
Mm-hmm.
you will be hearing guy talk will come sometime in this
Yes.
season. Don't know
Yeah,
when,
looking forward to the guy.
but it will. But listen, like Shay and Laura said on the recap, they wanna hear what us guys really talk about. So
Right.
any women who wants to hear like certain things that y'all gotta be prepared to hear, be ready to hear what y'all ask for.
Oh, we
So
ready, honey. We ready. We ready
don't
to hear
ask for something
everything.
y'all don't know because we're gonna be brutally honest.
Again, Michael, I'm gonna be sitting back. I made a homemade mimosa, by the way. So we're gonna be sitting back, just like
Well, listen, I'm all for it. Like, I'm gonna. I just need to have Diana sign this waiver to make sure, like, regardless of what I said about talk about, we don't get a divorce.
right, exactly.
Like,
Yes, yes.
as long as she's cool with that. But no, we're gonna talk about it because I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty open. So, people, we still are accepting donations. I usually always post it in the I post the PayPal. Y'all could donate whatever y'all want. $1, anything that you donate goes to the podcast. It pays for some this equipment that we could use, the software we use to do it. So, and especially when we being able to record in person, start recording in person, we want to. There's a lot of things that we want to add to it.
Right.
I think with now since we on YouTube, we have to get a better camera. We got to get lighting. We have to get, you know, pretty much everything. We got to use a roadcaster. That's one of the main things for this podcast because we want to get a roadcaster, and which is probably the ultimate podcasting equipment you could use.
Yes.
So any donations we accept, and we really just appreciate it. And even if you don't donate anything, it's okay. We appreciate your support on this podcast and spread the word. Like the only way this podcast get better is if more people start listening to us
Yep.
because it
Subscribe
gives
to.
us, yeah, Subscribe and set and click on the alert so you can know when each episode come out. Each episode comes out every Wednesday, but sometimes we drop a bonus episode. So listen, just go out there and continue to support us, and we appreciate it, because the more support you give us, the better content we think about, because we and Shay get anxious, like, okay, what we gonna talk about this, we gonna talk about that, we
Yeah.
gonna talk about, like, we
Brainstorm. We go
yes,
crazy.
we really do. Like, anything I be hearing, I be at work and I was like, oh, you know what, this is a good idea, I'll write it in my little black book.
Or he'll call me.
So,
What do you think about this?
oh,
And I'm
yep, like right
like,
away.
well, we can't talk about that.
So it be things that we challenge each other,
Mhm.
which is that's okay, because we like, oh, like, what's the whole point of this, and
Right.
why you do
Yeah.
that, why is this so, but it's that's what teamwork is about. So like I said, guys, we appreciate your support in this podcast, and we will continue on bringing the hot shit. So we hope you enjoyed the upcoming topics. We will be dropping episode 1 next week. We'll be dropping episode 1 next week. So just look out for that, and then we have more and more coming. So, Shay, you got anything more to say?
No.
All right. Well, listen.
I want to finish my mimosa.
All right. Well, you do that. You do that, Shay. So, thank you for listening to Mike's Perspective. I'm your boy Mike,
And I'm Shay.
and we'll check you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.